Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to talk to you guys today about like burying your gifts and talents that God has given you, hiding them, denying them, not recognizing them. Um, I was that person, and I would always be like, I don't know what gifts I have. I don't know what talents that God has given me. You know, I have no idea what I should be doing with my life and all this stuff. But I watched a video last night. It was Jonathan Evans. I guess he's a pastor, Tony Evans' son. But anyway, he was talking about, burying your gifts and stuff like that, and the wicked and lazy servant, and how God gave, the 5 talents to one, the two talents to the other, and 1 talent to another. And the other two, they used their gifts, they even multiplied or whatever. And then, well, the user gifts, and then God multiplied. He doubled what he gave them. But the one that he gave the 1 talent to, he buried his talent because he was afraid of his master, saying that he was a cruel and evil man, and he was afraid. So he was like, here, I still have the talent that you gave me. But because he didn't use it, God gave it to, I think he gave it to the one with the 5 talents. But anyway, I hear people oftentimes say, I don't know what my gifts are. I don't know what my talents are. I don't have anything. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. God did not create you just to exist. He created you with a purpose. He created you with gifts and talents. And I'm sure you know what they are. You just don't want to admit it. Like I was. I knew that my gift was singing and writing songs. That is the one gift that comes so easily to me. I don't have to think about it. It's just a part of who I am. It comes so easy for me. And I was saying the same thing. I just don't know what my gifts are. I don't know what my talents are. And I knew it was singing, but I was always afraid to get out there and sing. Even when I was younger, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a singer. But when I would get in front of people, my whole voice would change. I would be so nervous. I was shaking. My voice didn't even sound the same. And I just didn't have any confidence in myself or anything like that. And I was singing church and stuff when I was younger. But I didn't like to. They asked me to sing because my dad was a pastor. He still is to this day. But they would ask me to get up and sing and stuff. And I would get mad. I was like, no, I do not want to sing. Don't be asking me to sing. And then, and also like, this is how bad it was. I would hope that when it was time to come to church or whatever, or like, especially when they would have like anniversaries and, church anniversaries and things like that. And I knew they were going to ask me to sing. And I would be like, in my mind, I was like, what? I hope I get sick, or I lose my voice to where I can't sing because I don't want them asking me to sing. And I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, I would do that. I did not like singing in front of people. To this day, I still don't. And then as I got older, then fast forward when I was older in my 30s and things like that, I was going to another church and I was on the praise team, and I would sing, which is fine because the spotlight wasn't on me because I wasn't singing solos or anything like that. So that was okay. But then one day in church, we had like a competition, a song competition because they wanted, I guess, the people, what do you call it? Worship leader and things like, the worship leader wanted us to come up with a song, I guess, our own music. And so we had like a little competition at church, and I wrote a song for church and she ended up choosing mine. So they put music to it and everything. And I had to sing that song in front of the whole church. I was like, oh my God, this was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in the church. And I sung it, but it didn't sound like it. My voice was, it was awful. I look back now, I'm like, oh my God, that was awful. But I did it. But it just, I never liked the way my voice sounded on the microphone and all that kind of stuff. So I told the worship leader, I was like, I like writing the songs, but I don't feel like I should be singing that song. You know, I don't feel like I should be the one that's singing the song in church. I think somebody else should sing it. And so she was like, okay, I understand. She goes, that's so unselfish of you, blah, blah, blah. So she let another girl that could really sing in church, that normally does all the solos and things like that, she sung the song. And she sung it, oh my gosh, she sung it so beautifully. I'm sure I could have sung it like that too if I wasn't so afraid and just living in fear or whatever. But when they would play my song in church, people would just fall down and worship, and just, you see people on their knees with their hands raised, just praising God and worshiping God. Little children singing the song, you know, at home and things like that. So I knew that was my gift. I knew that was what I should be doing, but I just was in so much bondage and fear. And now, fast forward now to where I am now, and I was like, my excuse now was I'm just too old. I'm like 53 years old. You know, I don't want to be going on stage and singing in front of people. Still that fear. I don't want to be traveling and going, you know, going on tour and all that kind of stuff. And so I just let all these different excuses stop me and hold me back. And then I'm like, you know what? You don't have to go on tour. You don't have to be on stage. Just make videos, sing on YouTube, you know? And so I did that. I started singing my songs a few days ago, and I've gotten like more views than I have when I would just do regular videos and things like that. I've gotten more views, people commenting, you know, saying how much they love my voice, and it was just beautiful and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, wow, so that's, you know, YouTube is my audience. That's my stage. And I just feel like I feel at peace when I think about, you know, what God would want me to do, but, you know, how he wants me to use my gifts and my talents, because it doesn't have to be this big old production and all this kind of stuff. Just use your gifts and talents for YouTube, for TikTok, for Facebook, wherever you want to use your gifts. It doesn't have to be, you know, extravagant and all this kind of stuff. You're still, you know, thousands of people are hearing my songs, hear me sing or whatever, hearing my voice. You know, it's, you know, motivating people, it's encouraging people, giving them hope, bringing them joy. And those people matter to me. They matter to God. People who are hearing me sing on YouTube. Just because I'm not on a big stage in front of millions and millions of people doesn't mean that the people that I'm singing to that are hearing me on YouTube are insignificant, because they're not. You know, God is using me to reach people that I would not have been able to reach had I not used my gift. You know what I'm saying? Had I not stopped living in fear and making up excuses. So, and then also my brother-in-law had me record a song that I wrote, and so he wants to put music to it. I'm like, dang, look how quickly God works. You know, had I not done this, had I not stepped out and just said, you know what, I'm done with excuses, and started singing, you know, on YouTube, that probably would not even have happened with my brother-in-law wanted to put music to the words I've written, the songs that I've written. So God works quickly when you know, use your gifts. Step out of your comfort zone, stop taking the easy route. So I just wanted to encourage you guys today. What gifts do you have that you're sleeping on? That you're saying, oh, it's not significant. I don't know what it is that God wants me to do. I don't know what my gifts and talents are. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're probably being like I was, knowing doggone well that, you know, singing and writing songs and writing, period, are my gifts. But I was chasing other things. I was trying to, you know, try to like create digital products and t-shirts and, you know, stuff like that. That's not my gift. I am not creative like that. I'm creative with music and words. Some people are creative with colors and design and photography and, you know, things like that. That's not me. That is not me. No matter how hard I try, it does not come natural to me. It does not come natural to me. But singing and writing songs and writing, period, it comes natural to me. But I just want you guys just to sit back. What is it that you do that's so easy? And then don't think that it has to be some big significant thing. It doesn't have to be. You know, not everybody's called to preach or teach or be a speaker or whatever. I mean, you can teach different ways. You can teach, you know, through your talents and gifts in different ways. It doesn't have to be like motivational speaking or getting on a stage preaching or whatever. But just sit, you know, with yourself and just be honest with yourself. And, you know, ask God, okay, what gifts have you placed inside of me? I think 9 times out of 10, you know what it is. You know what it is, but we just want to, you know, we think our gifts are not, what's the word? They're not as, they don't give it like that, wow, you know, factor. Like, we think our gifts are not important or as significant as others, you know. But you just never know. Like the word says, your gift will make room for you. Yeah, you may start out small. It may not seem big or valuable or significant to you, but just put it in God's hands and there's no telling where he's going to take it or take you. But just take that first step. Stop living in denial. Stop, you know, burying your gifts, thinking that it's not valuable or anything like that. Because if God placed it inside of you, trust me, it's valuable. It's for a purpose. It will make room for you. It will make room for you. You are significant. Your voice, your talent, your abilities, the gifts that you have, they are significant. Somebody needs to see them. Somebody needs to know about it. Even if it's just one person, that person is valuable. You know, that person is valuable. I don't know, just figure out what that is and just stop, you know, devaluing what you have inside of you. You are worthy. Your gift is worthy to be heard. Just let God use it. He'll increase it. He'll multiply it. And he will blow your mind. I'm just excited and just ready for him to just show me, you know, what he's going to do. But you got to take that first step. You got to give him something to work with. But I just want to come on here and talk to you guys about that. Don't bury your gifts. Don't bury your talents. You know, let God use you. Talk to you later.